Morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Hope you all had a great weekend. We'll start with S&P 500 cycle analysis, which is working out perfectly. We'll talk about Nasdaq, Dow Jones, Russell 2000. We'll review crypto. We'll review commodity stocks, and then also we'll review all the big FANG stocks. And before we go further, please hit the like button. Only takes you 1 second to hit the thumbs up button, and please share and subscribe with your friends and family. And I will appreciate that and help this channel grow. All right, so we'll start with S&P 500 and focus on this yellow circle for right now. This is a yellow cycle, and you can see it nailed it very almost perfectly because this cycle low happened a couple of days before. All right, and then if you look at the overall percentage drop from the top to the bottom on S&P 500, which is almost 6%, which is a very good correction in a bull market. Okay, so we did not have a 6% correction since actually this correction might not be 6. Let's see. Yeah, around 6%. So this one was around October last year. All right. Since then, all the dips we had were very shallow. Okay. So this dip we had was only like 2.2%. You can see all these dips were like very shallow. So this seems like the bottom here. And I do although think there is possibility we get rejected here and make a new low, but I won't be surprised if this is the low because the correction was so deep and it's already 6% down. But anyhow, this cycle analysis is telling me that we are going through a rising phase. So now we are approaching a rising phase, and then there are two options here. All right. So depending on Amazon is also, there's going to be earning later on, and then AMD. So there's some tech stocks earning this week. So depending on how it goes, it's either going to make a new high. All right. It's either going to make a new high, and then we're going to get a lower high, a higher low. Sorry. So high and higher low, and then that's it. And then we're going to go into another massive bull rally, or we're going to get rejected here very soon. And then we make, so you can see right now we are facing S&P fund right in front of massive resistance. This white line is 20 moving average, red line is 50 SMA, and then yellow line is also coming, which is 50 EMA. So it's standing in front of massive resistance. We could get rejected. We could get chop around here, go slightly higher, and then get rejected. This is my base case where we make a lower high and then we make a lower low, and then that's the bottom, and then that's it for this year, and then we're going to go on a massive bull run. So this is your opportunity to buy. Okay, so probably this is your last opportunity to buy. If you missed last couple of days to buy, there could be another opportunity coming very soon in like a couple of weeks. So this cycle low is coming end of May. So until mid of May, we have a rising phase. So basically market will not go down, chop around, and then we're going to decline. All right. So let's see what happens. And then you have to buy this, guys. If you miss this, then probably you're going to regret for the end of the year because it's going to be a massive bull run in my opinion. All right, so hopefully this was helpful. So let's do a side-by-side comparison. So I'm gonna keep MES chart on the right side, which is live market, and then left side is buy and sell chart, which is only for day trading. Let me zoom in. So you sell on the red lines, you buy on the green lines. Okay, so keep that in mind. And you can see this is live market futures. You can see still facing in front of resistance between couple of moving averages. Let's see if it can reject it here, or if you're gonna bounce. So it's a tough challenge here. All right. Tomorrow is, I think, some inflation news, PCE news, and then Feds are also talking. So depending on what they say, this can break out or this can break down. All right. So be very careful there. All right. So right now we're in the middle, slightly higher than the middle. So our resistance is here around 51, 54. That's if you see on the right side, that's where the white line is. So the levels are 51, 54, 51, 71. I don't think it's going to go above that. Supports are around 5109 and 5091. So right now we're in the middle, which we are in the chop zone. Wait for it to go in the green zone to buy or red to short. All right. Nasdaq, oh, let me go to SPY very quick, daily chart to see if there are any gaps we need to see. So you can see there's a gap here around 504. So it could come all the way down to fill that gap. That could be a nice buy zone as well. On the other side, there's a gap around 517 on the top side, could also go to fill that gap, but I think that's not going to be easy. Okay, there's going to be a lot of resistance to go there. All right, so let's go to Nasdaq. Let's see MNQ chart here, and Nasdaq is near resistance as well. You can see all day, all morning since futures open was near resistance. Now sitting right close to very important resistance here, which is around, let's say 17,800, sorry, 18,000. That's where this white line is also coming, very close to 18,000. So multiple resistances. Next resistance is here around 1883. So let's see if it can break it or not. All right. Right now, I won't be recommending buying. Just wait for it to go to green line. or at least come to neutral line before it can pump. Sorry guys. So yeah, so you can see yesterday, day before yesterday, had a massive pump from green line to red line, and now I'm just waiting. Let's see what happens. I won't be here looking to buy here. All right. And on triple Qs, if I want to see the gaps, there are gaps around 425 and there are gaps around 445. We're right in the middle. If you get rejected here, that will be the gap you want to be buying at 445. If you get a pump, maybe with Amazon earnings, that will be the gap which will be filled for 445. All right, so let's look at Dow Jones, US 30, which was a bit weaker. You can see it's still weaker than the S&P 500 NASDAQ. Right now in the middle neutral zone, look to buy below 38,150. All right, and Russell 2000 is also coming from the sell zone, coming towards neutral zone. Look to buy below 1987. Look to sell above this 2011. All right. Let's keep moving. Tesla, massive bull run. All right. It bottomed and now it's just pumping. This gap here around 188 is going to be filled today. After that, we'll see there's another gap too. You can see all these yellow lines are gaps to fill all the way until 246, 291, and even 405. All right. All these are gaps. You can see it was going lower on divergence, means higher high on RSI, high on PPO. We wanted to wait till it breaks above these 50 moving average and 50 EMA, yellow and red line. It's just opening on a gap up. There's a news with FSD in China. It's getting allowed, legal. So I think this is a breakout. All right. So sky is the limit, I think. Gold. Gold is going to the buy zone, all right, nothing much here. Silver is also going to the buy zone, all right. Apple also is breaking out. I think someone leaked new iPhone 16 photos, opening on a gap up right in front of resistance. So let's see if it's going to come all the way down to fill this gap again, or it's going to break out. So right now, just standing right in front of resistance and on the short-term chart in the sell zone. So let's see what happens. Crude oil going towards buy zone. Natural gas is, let's see, it was in the buy zone, and you can see you should be looking to buy it here, but now it's in the middle, so wait for it to go to buy zone or sell around sell zone. Bitcoin uh, in the buy zone right now. All right, so let's talk about Bitcoin a little bit more. So you can see it's making lower highs, lower lows, and I shared this with I shared a video, short video. You can see high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high. I think it's going to make a lower low and then it's going to go higher. So I think that's my base case, right? Facing some support here around 50 to 53K. Let's see, there's some support here. So that's what I think. And also on PPO, green line is above below red line. I want to see that crossover, which never happened. So until that happens, it's not going to be easy for Bitcoin to go. Okay, these are technical indicators. And if it makes a new low, that could be a divergence. So if I see a higher low on RSI, higher low on PPO, that means momentum is building and getting ready for a massive pump. On BTC chart, this is CME futures, no gaps. All right, so there's no gaps here. So same story here. I usually use this to see gaps, so nothing interesting there. And on Ethereum, same thing. It will do whatever Bitcoin does. It's gonna go, if it's gonna go down, there's a support around here, 25.31. And if I do ETC futures, this gap around 28.08, which is not filled, which is about from here, let's see, about 11% away. So that's quite possible as well. And that's where we could find support. If we break down from there, there's the gap around 22.99, let's say 2300 as well. So keep that in mind. And on a live day trading zone on Ethereum, we are also in the buy zone. You can see on the left side, we're in the buy zone here. So don't be looking to short here. So I think we could get a pump during the day. Hang Seng Index breaking out. China, you can see went higher. Baidu with partnership with Tesla pumping. Entire tech sector is pumping now. This was a perfect shot in the morning. This happened around, let's see, around 11 a.m. So it's now going down 17.5. So there's a gap. So on a daily chart, if I zoom in, this gap here around 17,560. It's breakout, and then now it's coming back to test that. Maybe it will come all the way down to find this support on here, which is light and blue line and dark blue line, which is 200 EM and SMA. If that breaks, then it's going to come down here to fill that gap around 16,944. So keep that in mind. All right. Okay, let's keep moving. Copper. Let's see. Copper is coming from the sell zone. Palladium is in the middle neutral zone and buy zone. Soybeans is going towards sell zone, coming down. Sugar was in the buy zone, now bouncing from the buy zone. And wheat, I want to spend a little bit more time on wheat. One subscriber requested me to do some more study on wheat. All right, so wheat finally it's breaking out. Now it's very important for wheat to stay above this light blue and dark blue line, which is 200 EMA and 200 SMA. You can draw that on your chart. You can see last time it broke out was here around June 2023. Then it broke out around July 2023. So now it's coming and back testing, and I want to see next couple of days it's holding above that. And once it does that, because you can see on RSI, which very oversold, light green background, sorry, overbought, and you want this to kind of consolidate, maybe stay here for a couple of days, and then make a flag and then break out. All right. Now from support and resistance wise, you can see next area of resistance is here. All right, so maybe let's go to weekly chart very quick and see what's going on here. That will be easier. You can see next area of resistances are coming here. If I, this one resistance here, all right, massive resistance here. And then again, some resistance here as well. This whole area, you can see, well, actually that's what it's just the whole box. We can make it a bit bigger. And this is where all the resistances are coming. All right. So this box is your next sell zone, which is around 700. So anything above 700. So from where we are right now, we can go easily above 17%. All right. So if I go to daily chart, you can see this whole area is a massive resistance here. All right. Big resistance here. So I think it's going to eventually go to $700. So keep that in mind and look to buy the dips. All right. So eventually it's going to go and look to sell there, in my opinion. All right. So hopefully this was helpful. Corn. Let's look at corn here. In the sell zone short term, again, same story like wheat was going lower with divergences on RSI and PPO. You can see PPO making higher high, RSI making higher high. Now finally breaking out. And but short term for the day trading side, it's in the sell zone, so it could go dip a little bit below before it goes higher. Gold miners. Let's look at gold miners near sell zone, so not interested here. Netflix in let's see if it can go to buy zone. There are no gaps here. There's a back, it's in the middle. There's a gap on the top, there's a gap in the middle. So wherever it comes, whichever is fills, that's your target. Short term, I wanted to go below 548 to buy again. Meta, Facebook. Again, it's near buy zone actually. Meta is more buyable, 431. But again, Meta also has a gap to fill here around 397. So look to buy if it happens to reach there. That's going to be good entry for Meta. Amazon is in the sell zone short term, so not interested here. Google consolidating a bit after 10% pump after earnings on Friday. So in the sell zone short term, Microsoft also a little bit lower. It had a good earning, but only went up 1.82%. I don't know what's going on. So there's a gap fill around earnings gap fill around 399, let's say 400. It might come to fill that gap, and that could be a good buy area if you wanna buy Microsoft. Snowflakes down slightly in the sell zone short term. NVDA is in the sell zone. AVGO. NVIDIA, by the way, I think it could head higher to new highs, but short term there's a gap around 830. So if it comes down to fill that gap, that's going to be a good area to buy, in my opinion. AVGO 1302 is the gap fill right now in the sell zone. AMD earnings are coming, I think, on Tuesday. Let's say it's going to make or break. Now there is a gap around 138. So if they say bad earnings, it could come all the way down 11% to fill that gap. That could be a nice area to buy for me if it happens. I don't know, but short term it's in the sell zone. Shopify is also in the sell zone short term, and DDOG is also in the sell zone short term. All these green lines are the gaps to fill. All right, guys, that's it for today. Let's quickly review VIX before we wrap it up. VIX is going green again, green and red. If it, I think it's going to chop around market, like I said on cycle analysis. It's going to go slightly higher, chop around, and if that happens, VIX could come and crush and fill this gap at 13. We'll see what happens. Right now, I don't see any big sell-offs coming, so let's see what happens. All right. Okay, guys, that's it for today. If you're still here, please hit the like button on your way out, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.